I'm talking with Steve Kaler from Futaba. Steve, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Mike.
Tell us about your new radios here.
So we've got two new ones. 8FG, you've seen the 8FG for a lot of years. We've now gone to the 8FG Super. Just before we released the Super version up, we released a software update that allowed all the users out there of 8FGs to go to the Super version. Takes us from an 8-channel radio to a 14-channel radio now for free. The 8FG Super costs no more than the existing one. Now also has 3-axis gyro support for like the CGY 750 that we'll see here in a little bit. 3-axis gyro support for that. User customizable menu now too. They can take and you can put like 6 items on a user menu, and that allows you to pick the functions that you perhaps use the most, and they're at a real quick fingertip access then. So really great radio. No increase in price or anything. 14 channels, you get 12 proportional channels, 2 switch channels. This is by far one of the most popular Futaba radios that has ever been produced. So just a great system.
All right, Steve, one question that a lot of people have, including myself, is how do you get 14 channels out of an 8-channel radio?
Right. Well, it's actually a 14-channel radio, but I think your question is really how are we, what do you do with those 14 channels when you don't necessarily have 14 switches and everything? So let's take a large-scale aircraft as an example. You may have 2 aileron servos per aileron, so you maybe 4 total ailerons. So what you do is to get the most adjustability out of each of those channels, you plug each aileron into a separate channel. That way you have individual endpoint control and total control actually of each servo. So now when you're trying to null out your servos so that they're not fighting each other, it's easy to do. So that's the real benefit of having 14 channels.
Very nice.
Yep.
And now we also have a new T6J.
Yep.
What can you tell me about this?
This is a brand new 6-channel from Futaba. Uses our frequency hopping form of modulation. Very fast little radio. It's a 6 millisecond frame rate, so it's the fastest in class. Nice system. Has both aircraft and helicopter programming ability. You can see there's no antenna on it, at least no external antenna. Got a rotary pot here for flaps or whatever you want to do. Real easy menu navigation. You can actually scroll forward and backward through the menus. 15 model memory, so for $219 you've got one heck of a system here.
That's terrific.
Yep.
All right, thanks. Let's take a look at your receivers.
You bet.
I understand you have 2 new S-Bus receivers on the market.
We do. The R6203 and the R6208 SB receivers. Now, both of these are high voltage receivers, so you can use a 2S LiPo on them if you like. They're both S-Bus receivers. The little 6203 has 3 normal outputs, 3 PWM outputs, but if you hook this up to an S-Bus system, it'll have however many channels using S-Bus that the transmitter has available to it. The same thing with the 8-channel. It has 8 outputs for normal outputs, but again, if it's running that on S-Bus, if you've got a 14MZ, you've got 14 channels. And again, they'll both handle high voltage 2S LiPos with no problem whatsoever. And our next item I want to show you is the CGY 750. This is Futaba's 3-axis gyro system. Also has a built-in governor. This system has absolutely been revolutionizing the flybarless world. It's the first flybarless system out there to really feel like it still has a flybar on the machine as far as stability and overall connection to the helicopter. However, it still has all the great advantages of every other flybarless system out there. And when you couple it with a governor on a globe model, the governor and the flybarless system are talking to each other, so a hard cyclic or pitch input is going to allow that engine to compensate immediately. We're using this on everything from 450 electrics up to the largest 90 or 700 size helicopters. Just an awesome system. A real large LED display. All the programming's done directly on the unit, so you don't need to hook up a laptop or anything else. So this system has been selling by leaps and bounds here, and really is going to be the hot lick for flybarless systems.
Well, thanks a lot, Steve.
Hey, you're welcome, Mike. Thanks for stopping by.
You bet.